Welcome, Caleb's Basketball Pod. For this episode, we're going to talk about some of these playoff scenarios leading into big Friday night of games. I think nearly, if not every team plays tonight, and then the last game for everyone should be on Sunday. So we're getting closer. We see the playoff picture. Last night we had a lot of big games. We had the Pacers clinching a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. They are still alive for that 4th seed, but if New York wins, I think just one game, New York would have to lose out, Indiana would have to win out for the Pacers to give that 4th seed. So one win for New York seals the deal. I expect the Knicks get that soon. I expect them to be the 4th seed. As for the Pacers, I think they're going to be a strong number 4 in the East. We're going to get to see them, looks like, against the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis and the Bucks. So we saw them last season in the first round take care of business against Dame and the Bucks for the most part. But now we get to see if they can take care of business against Giannis and the Bucks. A lot of people said if Giannis played last year, they were saying with Dame, that the Bucks would have won, but let's see what it looks like when Giannis is playing against Indiana. If that happens, that should be an interesting playoff series. We also seen in the last few days the Oklahoma City Thunder clinch the number 1 seed in the whole league, so they get home court advantage throughout, depending on how far they make it. We see the Lakers are 1 win away from clinching the 4th seed, so all I have to do is win tonight and they can rest their starters in the last game because it won't matter. They won't be moving anywhere. We know the Rockets are number 2 in the West. And then we'll just wait and see a lot of how the other shaping's doing. You still have the Nuggets at that 4th seed. We have the Clippers. We have the Wolves, the Warriors, the Grizzlies. Just a really tight area of teams there, and it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a fun battle to the end out west, and it's going to be interesting to see where everybody makes it. But let's talk about some of the things that people's been talking about. These are, we're just going to call them topics of discussion that's been going around as of late. I want to start off with, and I don't want to beat this drum too much, I do want to start off with the fact that it seems like a lot of people still think Oklahoma's like a shoo-in to make the NBA Finals, and I'm not saying they're not. A really good team. If you guys remember, at the start of the season, I predicted them to be in the NBA Finals. But it's not as easy to walk in and say, hey, we have the best record, we're going all the way to the NBA Finals. It's not that easy. It will never be that easy, and I think it's going to be even harder to get to the NBA Finals now than it was at the start of the season because you have that LeBron-Luka Doncic pair that I think if they make the conference finals, they will probably see. There's a chance you play the Clippers in the first or second round. If Kawhi is healthy, that Clippers team's been looking good. They've won their last 7 with Kawhi playing. Very impressive. Minnesota, for some reason or another, they have Oklahoma's number. This season, they've got some quality wins over the Thunder this season. You can't look past the Golden State Warriors, who have been on a roll as of late. The Denver Nuggets, they may not have a coach, but they still have Nikola Jokic. Something else I want to talk about. I've heard people on podcasts talk about dream matchups. I heard someone say that Memphis and Oklahoma is a dream 4-star matchup for him. I don't understand that because in my opinion that series would be over in 5 games. Oklahoma, I think, would dismantle the Grizzlies that look like they aren't sure what their direction is, especially without a coach, without some sort of leader. So I don't see that being much of a series. Series I would like to see, possibly, I would like to see Golden State, LA, the Lakers. I would like to see Minnesota, Oklahoma. I think that would be a really good series. I would like to see maybe, because you would have Houston at 2, So if Minnesota made the 8th seed, you could have possibly the Grizzlies, the Mavericks, the Kings. Grizzlies, Rockets, I'd say, and Clippers, Nuggets in the first round. My opinion, that would be a good first round out west, and that would be some very interesting series. And I think you would have a case to say Houston and Memphis could go either way. I think you would have a case to say Minnesota may squeak out a couple wins and make that series interesting against Oklahoma. You could say Denver, Nikola Jokic against Kawhi Leonard if both are healthy. Very, very good matchup there. And then your dream matchup of LeBron James versus Steph Curry. Eastern Conference-wise, it looks like we're shaping up for Boston, Orlando, Cleveland, Atlanta, maybe the Bulls. I don't see the Heat. Looks like Indiana, Milwaukee, and Detroit, New York. Those are some interesting series, but I think the winners of those series are a lot more easily predicted than the ones out west. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I think your second round in the East has a chance to shape up to be really, really interesting, as much as the West second round would be. If, say, the expected winners won all. You would have Boston, New York. I would love to see that series. That would be a very physical, competitive series, in my opinion. You would have Cleveland, Indiana, or Cleveland and Milwaukee, and I think either way, those would be two fun series out east. But it's just we're looking around, and we still have 2 more games left. But the fact is, we're so close to those play-in games, and that's where the fun of the season starts. These games are win or go home. The 7th seed game is win, and you win. That's it. Then the other 2 games, the 9 and 10, are win or go home, and the loser of 7 and 8 versus winner of 9 and 10 is win and go home. This is fun. After this, those are all game 7s. Those are 2 of the 3. And then after that, you get the 7-game series. This is the funnest part of the NBA season, and I think we're in for a great and highly competitive NBA playoffs. I'll see you Monday, hopefully with a nice surprise episode, I'm hoping, over the weekend, but we'll see. I'm working on some things, and we're trying to get a nice big episode for Monday, so stay tuned.